So they call you at the phone number on the screen in Southlake, but you cover all of the Dallas-Fort Worth area and beyond.
Yeah, we primarily practice in Tarrant County, Dallas County, Denton County, and Collin County, but we will go to the surrounding counties as well.
Really? So I'm trying to think about when it comes to you guys, what do you think is a little different about Galloway and Gilliland?
I think that what we're really trying to do is focus on the ever-changing family in our firm. Marriage is not what marriage was 20, 30 years ago. My grandparents' marriage is not what people are getting married today. People aren't getting married at 18, 19 with no assets and starting a life together. People are getting married in their 30s and their 40s where they have assets and they have businesses and they have cars, houses. They've started a life on their own and they're joining up with a partner later in life. And so I think it's really important for those people and also for people that have gone through a divorce and they have found another spouse and we're having these blended families come together, that you have assets, your new spouse has assets, you have kids, they have kids. It's real important to speak to a family lawyer at that time because we're not just there to do divorces and help you through the bad times. We're also there to help you prepare for what could happen in the future. And I think it's very important for anybody that's getting married that has a house, has retirement plans, has a business, to speak to an attorney and think about a prenuptial agreement before you get married because prenuptial agreements aren't really just for the rich and famous anymore. Everybody can have a prenuptial agreement. The purpose of the prenuptial agreement is to avoid that dispute in the future. We can't talk about kids in a prenuptial agreement, obviously, because we don't have kids at this point, and we're going to figure out what's in the best interest of them at that time of a divorce. But we can handle all those property issues, which I find are more of the contentious property issues, because in Texas we're a community property state, and so the court's there to divide the community property, but they're also there to confirm your separate property, which is the property that you had before you got married. And so if you have these assets before you get married, put the paperwork together so that we don't have to fight about what that was down the road. And if you get divorced 20 or 30 years later, you're not going to have the documents or remember what you had 20 or 30 years ago. So put the paperwork together and think of it more of just an insurance policy that you hope you never have to use.
Interesting that you would put it in terms of insurance policy. I agree with the insurance the idea of it being an insurance because I imagine that a lot of people are almost afraid of the idea because it says, well, we're preparing for divorce.
Right. I think that that's an antiquated thought, and you shouldn't have that because you should both be. And most people that are going to have assets are going to be educated. They're going to live these life lessons, and they're going to know we're not really planning for a divorce. We're just planning while we are still cordial with each other of if this were to happen, I want to make sure you're taken care of and I'm taken care of, and we've just dealt with this issue because we don't want to spend a bunch of money down the road fighting over something that we already know we don't want to do.
Interesting. If you